AITA for hiding toilet paper from my roommate? About a year ago, I moved in with a friend of mine who needed someone to live with them to help cover expenses. When we first moved in together, we agreed to split everything 50-50. This included our household objects or necessities. Things as simple as going halfsies on a broom for the home or taking turns buying essentials. For the first few months, there was no problem. My roommate has always had everything paid for them by their father. He was always happy to pay their half, while I worked full-time to pay mine. Our rent was cheap, so there was never any problem paying for it for me or her. However, in the last couple months, I have become increasingly angry with how little she contributes to our household essentials. She started texting me while I was out shopping asking if I could get a few things that we needed for around the house. Since she wasn't out at the time, I always said sure, and I always picked up whatever she was talking about. She has quite expensive taste, so I tried to match the things that she would get for the house, including the same dishwasher detergent, paper towels, and toilet paper. The toilet paper that she would always get was quite expensive, but I felt it was only fair that I got the same one since I was able to use that when she bought it. Then after a few months, I noticed that I had bought the last 4 packs of toilet paper that we had had. I don't have it budgeted to pay for toilet paper every time. On the 5th time of me buying the toilet paper, I got a cheaper brand. When I brought it home, she was quite upset, saying she would have to wipe her ass with sandpaper. I decided that when we ran out of this toilet paper, I would not buy more until she did. Well, that turned into not having any toilet paper in the house. I went out and bought a pack of toilet paper just for myself and hid it in my room and my bathroom, which is attached to my bedroom. Her bathroom is not. She would continue to make little remarks about how we have no toilet paper and how we needed toilet paper and how she was on her period. I told her that I had bought the last few rounds and that it was her turn to buy it. She just ignored me and still did not buy toilet paper. One day when I was out, I came home and she had a roll of the toilet paper I had purchased in her bathroom. I knew it was my toilet paper because it was the brand that she claims she would never buy. I took the toilet paper and put it back in my bathroom, where it was missing from coincidentally. I asked her if she went in my room and into my bathroom, and she claims she did not. When I was out buying groceries last, she texted me and told me to get toilet paper. When I came home without it, she was quite upset. I feel as though I'm being completely reasonable, but this might be a lot of work over just some toilet paper. So, am I the asshole? Top responses NTA. However, I shared a house with a number of post-grad students, and one was called Skanky Derek. He was classically attractive. I didn't think so, but I knew his personality and had a girlfriend. But they split up, and I moved in to help with bills, as was friends with another one of the housemates and needed a place to live. The 9 months I was there was hell. They sublet to me, so I wasn't on the lease, and I just gave them cash every month. Skanky Derek was vile. He was doing his archaeology PhD and would come back home with muddy boots, walk everywhere, was the only smoker in the house, and would leave fag ends in empty Coke cans, in cups of half-drunk coffee, would never take the bin out, never wash up his dirty crockery, would pile up in the kitchen for months, and as for the one bathroom in the house, it was vile. The tipping point came when Derek let himself into my room, used my stuff without asking. I kept my clean cutlery in my room and didn't wash it up. I decided I had to leave and found a house to rent on my own. Skanky Derek was annoyed but couldn't do anything about it. I packed 90% of my stuff and paid up until the end of the month, and was coming back 2 weeks later to pick up big things with a friend who could help me lift things into a small van. The other friends decided they wanted to leave as well, so Derek was left in the house for 2 weeks. It's important to note that when I left there was no toilet paper in the bathroom, as I'd bought it for ages. So being petty, I took it with me. When I came back 2 weeks later, the house was foul. The blue carpet on the stairs was brown with mud. The bin had overflowed to the work surfaces and then to the floor with rubbish. There were mouse droppings on the kitchen floor. The water in the kitchen sink was green and slimy. The uneaten potatoes in a pan had grown twice in size with mold. The bathroom door was off its hinges. All the tea towels were missing. They were found in Derek's bedroom, all crusty, as he's been using them as wonk rags. There was still no toilet paper, and there were no cushion covers on the living room sofa cushions. Why? As Derek had been using them as toilet paper and they were in the washing machine, unwashed. I never spoke to him again and was so glad to get out of that house. NTA. You're just enforcing the agreement you both made. This isn't about toilet paper, it's about respect. Your roommate needs a reality check. You've carried the burden silently until now and something's gotta give. It shouldn't always be your wallet. The solution is painfully simple. She needs to start paying her own damn way or adjust her expectations. This isn't petty, it's about establishing basic respect. Consider creating a shared expense tracker and have a serious sit-down conversation about what split everything 50-50 truly means. NTA, your roommate is a spoiled child who has learned to guilt trip and manipulate others to get her way. It's not even her money, and as you've said, her dad is happy to pay for everything for her. This is either some kind of weird power game for her, or she's spending daddy's money on something else and letting you foot the bill for catering to her expensive tastes in food and home goods. If it were me, I'd be done with going halfsies on all groceries and supplies. I'd bet if you go back and look, you've paid for the lion's share of just about everything. I hide my toilet paper to BC. My brother always manages to buy really idiotic things. I don't know if he's doing it on purpose exactly, but it's super annoying. NTA, maybe think about getting a lock for your bathroom or cabinet, but there really needs to be a discussion about finances. I'm definitely not saying shame here or anything, but maybe a gentle reminder about how you can't exactly afford to buy the more expensive brands. And if she wants it, she'll need to man up and buy it herself. NTA. Tell her splitting doesn't work for you anymore and you'll be getting your own shopping from now on. She can get hers. You're not a couple, just roommates. Also lock your door. She'll go in again. NTA. I had the same issue with my housemates. The last few months I lived there, no one wanted to buy TP. So, I bought a huge 24-pack and left it in my room. I used what I used over the few months, and when it came time for me to move out, I took the bag, past all my housemates, and gave it to friends who lived down the road from me. Fuck men who think they shouldn't have to buy TP since they only use it to shit. TA, she can go buy her own toilet paper. I'd revise the deal to say, let's buy our own supplies. Get a lock on your door and keep what you buy in your room. NTA. It's not your job to facilitate her taste for luxurious for-ply TP. Introduce her to Cornholio, who wisely proclaimed, "Where I come from, there is no TP. My people, we have but one bunghole." NTA, I had a roomie who did this, so every time I purchased essentials, I started sending her a bill for half the cost. She never started purchasing things, even though I worked significantly longer hours and was rarely home, but at least I got reimbursed for half.